Okay, I have 8:30. At this time, I will call the September 12th meeting of the West Memphis Utility Commission to order. The first item on the agenda is approve the minutes for the August 8th, 2019 meeting. You received those in your packet.
Yes, sir. Make a motion that we approve the August 8th.
Have a motion by Mr. Holmes,
Second.
second by Mrs. Brown. Any additions, deletions? All in favor? All opposed? Minutes approved. Second item is the August safety report.
Good morning, all.
Good morning.
We are 75 days since last recordable, and the number I'm proud of is that 702 days since last lost time injury. It's a good number. We're still holding that the 3 recordables through August. Our incident rate 6.6, and then we added another 4,736 hours up to today, and that brought us down to 6.2. Good training, things that we've had going on in August, and part of this is in the last couple of weeks in July too. We had 2 days of forklift certification. We got 28 employees certified with classroom and skills testing, and then it was time for our yearly dielectric testing of the bucket trucks and all of our tools, rubber protective goods. We got that done in August. We had employees attending water classes for the treatment license. That first year linemen go to a bucket truck, digger derrick, kind of a certification class. As first year, that's their introduction to properly operating the trucks. Safety meeting covering the importance of reporting all injuries, and that's reinforcing that all injuries, no matter how minor or small they are, they can help save the next co-worker from going through that same issue. And then I know it's hot today, and it's been hot, but we've gotten away from, these 10 o'clock in the morning, we're hitting 100 heat index, our days are getting shorter. So we're I want to say we're in the clear here with this extreme weather, and I'm proud that we've done good and not had any heat related illnesses with it. So, and other than that, that's all I've got. Anybody got any questions?
I got a little chuckle with that. We're out of an extreme heat.
It's hotter in September than it's been all
Right.
summer.
Anybody have any questions, comments? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good report. Okay, personnel. I guess we're handling that, Todd?
Yes, ma'am. All right, we've had 2 new hires for the month, still in the office, still going through. We're currently doing interviews for a customer service clerk. She's had a few interviews. She's looking for that right person to fill that position that'll fit in with the office. But the 2 new hires, I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. I'll let Patricia.
Hi, I'm Patricia Lark. I worked for utilities for 10 years, and I went upstairs to data processing for 4, and I'm more excited to be back downstairs now. And yes.
Yeah.
So it's like it was waiting on me to come back. So happy to be back.
And then the other one, Harry.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Tyreek Thompson. It's an honor to be here, and I'm thankful for y'all giving me this opportunity to work for the water company, and I plan on expanding myself, becoming the best work I could be.
Glad to have you. And so Tyreek, as you can see, that filled our open positions in the for water. We have some upper level positions that are waiting to be filled there that we're looking for qualified people for. But we now have 5 new employees down at the water department that are going through, looking at getting their CDL and then moving on to starting to work on their licensing. So it's a good thing. Hopefully the 5 we've got will be able to stick and be able to work for us and become long-term employees for us. A career at utilities. All right.
Anybody have any questions, comments?
Yeah, tell them to stay away from upstairs.
Oh,
Yeah, we've done taking 2 from upstairs.
There was only 6 of it.
Leaving house.
okay.
Getting some good employees.
You gotta get good people, don't you?
Yeah,
Wherever
get
you
some good
find
people.
them.
Good training. How many times has other sections of the city robbed from us?
Us, yes. Bid opening for water line relocation at Mid-America.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
So we're looking at doing a water line reroute out of Mid-America Industrial Park. And currently our water line's going through the field, and so we're wanting to get reroute it so we can have better access for it. But after getting a bid on it, it's a little bit higher than expected. And so, as you can see, it's $124,000. So we want to get permission to reject this bid. It was the only one that we got on it at this time.
So the sole purpose was to make it easier to get to the roads.
Right, it was going to run along Newsom Road, and we'd have better access to it there versus going through the field.
This is a farm field. Cross out there.
Yeah, it was right now.
It is right now.
It's in the industrial park.
Yeah,
There's a potential prospect that
that was where I was going.
will also potentially, if that happens, will greatly hinder our ability to access this line and our electric line. And the electric line, we're going to do in-house and move it, so we will address
So
that.
what's our plan for this, we're rejecting it?
And we will look at evaluating what we need to do, either in-house or rebidding it when we potentially get more competitive bidding process on that.
And why do we think we don't have
Honestly, I don't
This is
know.
only one.
Well, no, I mean,
Why does nobody want it?
where did you check on pricing?
Oh, yeah, we had checked on price. It was 2,600 feet of line and 3 valves, so labor costs were very marketable on that cost because it didn't come up to be. The prices of the materials weren't close to 24,000.
Is that something we could do?
And that's what we're gonna look into. Do potentially get some of our new guys some good experience potentially. I mean, it's in an open field, both of them, there's not a lot of, I mean, it's farmland right now. It's wide open. She got the pricing of the material, and I thought the labor cost was higher than we needed to spend.
Labor is what, 5 times the cost, 4 times the cost?
About that. So,
Make a motion and reject?
Okay, we have a motion by Ms. Marshall, second by Mr. Holmes to reject the bid. Any further discussions, questions? All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes. Next item is bid opening for sewer points repair.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
So today, we want to talk about the 2019 sanitary sewer point repairs. Just a reminder, we took it to city council last week, and it was referred back to our commissioners. And so this project are located at Woods and Jefferson, and 7th Street, and Jefferson, and Vanderbilt, and West Walnut. So if you guys are looking at the bid form, probably looked at the number by now, but our total bid is $1,820,858. There are a few bid items that we might not use, but they're added on for just if we ever use them during the construction process. If you were looking at bid item 5 and 6, 6A, we went back and looked at it. We figured if we were doing it in-house, maybe that would eliminate some of the cost. And then bid item 8, which is the dewatering, it really kind of depends on the time and how long it takes. So that's a good factor. And so today we are asking for approval for the total, as you can see, specified, which is the 1.8 million, approved as it is right now. And once we get to construction, we'll use what we need and go from there.
So what is this? Repairs are we looking at?
What was that?
What specific repairs?
We're doing some sewer line repairs with manhole. Yeah, you saw Woods, that street that fell in and or partially fell in, and we're trying to address that issue. I mean, this issue has been dealt with 5-6 years ago, give or take.
Yeah, about 7 years ago,
Yeah.
we were over in that same location where that manhole sank at the Woods and Jefferson and caused some of the same issue. This project is going in and putting in, it's not, what are they, they're called, the formal name of the
Helical piling.
Helical anchors and.
helical anchors.
Concrete foundation.
Introduce our guest.
Yeah, this is, go ahead.
Shannon McCarley with Chris Hill
He's
Construction.
with Chris Hill. You can see, we only got one bid. The bid, whenever we did this, because of the unknowns of what he's getting into, it's a big number. But he does not know what he's getting into, because it's 20 feet down. He's gonna have some potential dewatering that he's gonna have to do, but we're not sure. So, and also some of the items that we're having to do are specialty items with the
With the
shoring up. Go ahead.
Shoring and the foundation work, that's a bit, those are big numbers in this area. Because it is 20 feet deep, there's a lot of sand in these soils. So that's, shoring is critical, especially at the lift station number 7. And I think that's Jefferson and Woods.
That's correct.
And one of the big obstacles over there, there's a transmission power line running directly overhead of where we need to put our shoring in. Normally, when we install shoring, we're reaching up above. Ever how deep we have to go 1.5 times that usually, but overhead to lower our shoring and piling and stuff in the ground. So we're restricted there, so we had to come up with an alternate shoring plan to work with the overhead issues and get shoring 20 feet deep, directly underneath the power lines. And to go along with that, it's not only shoring, we're gonna come in, our plan is to come in and stabilize the soil all around our excavation. And that's a big guess of a number also, simply because we don't know how much material we're gonna use.
So, as you can see, we got line item bidding. We're asking that you approve it based on the total potential number, but it could be lower than that, because again, some of that might not get done, like the dewatering at West Walnut and Vanderbilt might not occur. So, it's in there as a line item, but it might not get spent.
Will it ever exceed the 1.8?
That is, no, it will not, that's what we're asking for, is the
It's a
one
cap.
point eight cap. It could be lower, because actually some of the bypass pumping, we're looking at go ahead and doing it in-house also to reduce that, our cost on that. So, that's where we're at. Ward, did you have something?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't help myself as a civil engineer, I gotta jump in here. We did, this is the first time we've used these piling here in the West Memphis, and it's because of the soils tests that were done. We did soil borings there. They had the same issue trying to get in under the transmission lines, but they did. The soils in this particular area are very unusual. They're a lightly consolidated sand. And what way he would normally do a lot of this work would be driving piles under the manholes, putting the piling around for the shoring. And by shoring, we mean we don't want the 20-foot deep hole to collapse in on the equipment that people working. Well, we can't drive piles because it would vibrate. The vibrations will go through the sand, consolidate the sand, and we have pump station 7 right next door to it. The bottom could fall out under it. We got Woods Road there. The bottom could fall out of it. It'd sink even more. If you've been down there, you've seen how much sinking has already occurred. A lot of that's due to sucking of the water out. And it could even go out further. So we're being very conservative here not to have a damage propagate out. And his challenge is, these piling we're talking about are like big screws. You don't pound them, you just kind of screw them in, and when they meet a certain resistance, that's where they are. And these manholes will not go anywhere after this.
Hopefully.
But then he has to work on keeping the pit from collapsing in, and again, you know, we use trench boxes, but they're not big enough for this, so he's gonna have to do some work consolidating the sand with maybe a grout wall, or anyway, he's got a lot of things he can try out there. So there's some unknowns. We've got the worst case laid out, and he's the most experienced. That's the reason we only have one bidder, is he's the only one in the area that's used these pilings before, so he knows how to use them. And he's been very flexible working with us on some alternatives. So I think this is a great approach, and I recommend it, along with AJ and Todd, that we move forward with this. Thank you.
Can I just add something? I think y'all really need to go down and take a look at that. Matter of fact, even on Jefferson and Winchell, because it all started out, I mean, actually on Jefferson Winchell, you have to almost drive up on the grass to get by. And it started off with just like a sink. Now it's a big hole. You can go down and stand up in it, and it's very serious. Same thing on Jefferson. And see, we have tractor trailer trucks, you know, that's actually they use that route a lot, especially when they get ready to start, you know, hauling to the contracts down there. And you would hate for someone to go down there and fall through. So it's definitely needed.
And this is on a tight time frame, because again, we need to get down there. The river has finally gotten off and finally went down. And finally, and we don't want it back. And we need to get in there and get this done before.
And the magnitude, you don't realize it goes from Vanderbilt, into Vanderbilt on the west, all the way to 7th Street, isn't it?
Straight line.
Yeah.
There's that sand stratum.
I used to live on Vanderbilt, and I was replacing some fence posts, and I know what you're talking about. I dug through about 12 inches of gumbo and then hit sand. And so it was, once I got through the concrete, it was easier than the sand. So that soil is made. And they've had problems with that line ever since it was put in.
I make a motion that we approve the bid of 1.820,428, not to exceed.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Ms. Marshall, second by Mr. Bruce Burns. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes.
All right, y'all didn't ask about the money.
Well,
All right, what we're going to do is, and Frank was here, we talked about doing a budget amendment today, but because we are not sure where the total number is, we are going to wait until the project is over and do a budget amendment after the fact. In this line item, for this year, we had $1.3 million for capital improvements associated with sewer line repairs. 600,000 of that's already been allocated for the manhole rehab projects that we're doing right now. So we have $700,000 allocated for manhole repairs that we'll divert over for this project. Once we get final numbers and we get final billing in on this, we'll do a budget amendment associated with the projects to cover whatever our final costs are associated with these projects, okay? We'll end up probably pulling that out of the reserves to do this. Okay?
Still didn't tell us where the money comes from.
Reserves.
As long as we got it, that's it.
Reserves, we got that, we got the reserves to cover this, and that's why we have reserves. That's why you gotta have, because this is,
So this project will address not only the safety issues with the collapse, but also a lot of the I-9 problems.
yes, correct.
Thereby
In those areas.
abating some of the EPA or environmental issues that we're facing with our treatment.
Correct.
Okay,
Thank you.
any further discussion? All in favor?
All right, yeah,
Have we?
yeah, you did that.
Oh, okay, I thought that fell into discussion, so we don't vote.
Y'all didn't discuss the project.
Okay, good. I thought we had, but I wasn't sure. Okay, the next item on the agenda is to approve a time change for the October meeting, which is October 10th.
Okay,
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yes, sir, thank you. Thank you for coming.
speaking of sewer, as you know, we are in the process of implementing our CAP plan, and we have some preliminary findings associated with our hydraulic analysis, plus we have our hydraulic model in place. And what I would like to do is next week potentially is change our meeting to 11, have our normal monthly meeting, adjourn, and then go to the training room and then have a lunch session with also the council and anybody else, you know, and go over some of the potential issues that we found, or the issues that we did find, not the potential issues, the issues we did find, and some potential fixes to those issues and potential costs. I can tell you it's not cheap.
So you want to do the regular meetings
At 11,
at 11 and then roll over?
On the 10th.
yes, just roll it to the 11th versus, and, you know, again, and then we'll just adjourn and go to the informational, where the council will also be. Some of these numbers that we're already starting to hear, where we'll be talking with Frank, potentially either a bond issue to do the repairs, or potentially just do bank financing is some of the things he's suggesting. Yeah, this is not 1 or 2 million.
Well, this sounds scary.
Yeah, but when you see how much water we have coming into the treatment plant, when we get a 1-inch or 2-inch rain, you'll understand. I mean, they're saying, what was it, a 1-inch or 2-inch rain, we end up getting about 18 million gallons of water, of rainwater coming into our facility. So, and when you get those rains, you know, I get it one day, we're just not able to move that water through on top of our normal also process. And then, you know, 3 days later you get another 1 or 2 inch rain, and then 1 or 2 days later you get another 1 inch rain. It just rains, and then the high river this past year also. So
As expensive as it is, it's still cheaper than the alternative.
building a new treatment.
Well, some of this is actually adding on to the treatment facility, some of these proposals. Okay?
All
Make
right.
a motion that we.
Change it to 11 o'clock
Yeah.
from the 10. Do I have a second? Have a motion to Ms. Marshall?
You say from the 10th, we're going to 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock.
Yeah, it's on the 10, but 11 o'clock.
City council to change it
A second by Mr. Bruce. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes. Anything else to come before us? Mr. Ross is not here today.
I'll make a motion.
Ms. Marshall says.
Nobody can do it. You beat.
Have a second, have a second. We leave. I didn't think y'all wanted to leave. I